Yeah, obviously there's a few changes. Obviously we've had a few things go against us in terms of obviously Milnes obviously picking up that suspension. So yeah, there might be a couple of changes from what we had last week, to be fair, but hopefully not too many. Like we said, we're trying to get a little bit of a continuity going.
Harry Rushton's in the 21 for the first time this season. Has he got a chance of playing on Friday, given he's been out for, what was it, nearly 8 months?
Yeah, mate, they've all got a chance if you're in the 18, aren't you, to be fair. Obviously, we'll see tomorrow if Harry features or not, but he's done tremendously well, Harry. The injury that he's had, the way he's been as a professional, the way he's got himself right, to be able to come back at this stage is a massive positive, but it's a massive positive on his professionalism, mate, and what he's about as an individual as well, mate.
Given the way the back row's been going, have you got a sort of decision to make in terms of how he does get back into this side?
Yeah. Oh, well, Harry obviously was working on him last year and being that kind of link between the middle, a little bit like what Leroy's been doing at the start of this year and what Leroy's been doing very well at, to be fair. So it gives us another player who can slot into that role. Obviously, the beauty of Harry is he's got that ability to be able to play back row as well if needed. But the main key thing with what we brought him over here for was to be that ball playing kind of link in the middle at loose forward.
Would it be fair to say Luke Yates is raring to go?
Yeah, if he gets selected, JD. Yeah, no, he's ready, mate. He's been chomping at the bit. He's been a little bit more perkier this week, a bit more chatty as well. So, yeah, looking for a big game off Yatesy, mate. You know what he's all about anyway. So, yeah, he's looking forward to it. He's excited.
What have you had him doing over the last 3 games?
Just trying to bash people up, mate. No, we've been trying to get him, mate. He's been just training with the team and trying to help us get prepared for each game. He's been doing the usual Yatesy, the professionalism that he is. He's been getting the middles in, talking through like the opposition, making sure they're aware of their strengths and weaknesses. He's been real good, mate. He's a good captain, good leader, and he does the right things as well. So hopefully now he can come in and do what he's here to do, which is perform and play on a weekend.
And just also on the playing front, Kevin Nagano, if he's selected as well, will make his 250th career appearance, which is a fabulous milestone. What nice things can you say about him that you've not said previously?
Yeah, mate. Well, you know what I think of Kev anyway. He's huge for us. It's 250 games, mate, throughout his career, and you look at the amount of things that he's won as well. And the things that typify him is a great bloke, mate, a great person. Everyone loves him. You see the adulation that people like St Helens have for him when we go back playing against St Helens. All the boys want to get over to him and be around him. The way he carries himself in terms of competitive edge, his work ethic off the ball, is an absolute model professional, mate, and he's deserved everything he's got out of his career, to be fair. So yeah, we'll be looking for a big one to kind of represent Kev in the right way tomorrow.
Just a couple more on players. Obviously, there's a bit of movement in the loan market now. Clubs will be speaking to other clubs. Some suggestion that Hull might have asked about Jake Bibby. Is that true? And is he the sort of player that you might see going out on loan?
Not had anything from that, mate. I don't know about that one. Nobody's asked about Jake, or no one's come to me and asked me about Jake anyway, to be fair. Jake's been head down trying to work hard. His focus is trying to play for Huddersfield. He signed a contract for Huddersfield and he's more than happy here. But obviously, like most players, they want to play at some point and they want to get game time. He'll play this weekend for our reserves to get a little bit of a game. But sometimes you've got to look at the quality and the level of player that you're dealing with. And Super League's the level that Jake deserves to be playing at. And to get him right and get him up to speed for when he does come in and play for us, we're going to probably have to look at something like that in probably not the too distant future, to be fair.
And is there any update on Andre Sabellia, given that we've not seen him so far?
Yeah, really positive, mate. Yesterday we had a real good call from like the specialists who've been with him as well, so he's been able to move forward now. So he's still a few weeks probably away from returning to any kind of full contact action, but it's real positive in the direction that it's going now with Dre. And it's probably positive for us as well. If you think about Harry coming back, Joe Greenwood will not be too far off now. We've obviously got Yatesy back, so it starts to bring that competition for places back to the fore.
And was it a concussive issue with Andre?
Yeah, a little bit of obviously something to do obviously with the brain and things like that. So like I say, he's worked through that. He's been really good, mate. You can see in himself the strides he's made now in the way he's been and around the players at training. He's starting to become more Dre what we got at the start of pre-season, to be fair. So yeah, again, another positive one for us to be looking forward to in the not too distant future.
And before we have a chat with Adam, just tell us what you're expecting from Cass on Friday night.
Oh, mate, Castleford have turned round. Obviously, you can see some of the work that Danny Maguire's brought with him from Hull KR over there, and what Craig's took with him as well. And they're trying to obviously be a difficult team to beat. They complete very well. I think they were 100% again at weekend against Warrington in the first half. So they're making it difficult for the opposition. What we have to be is just focused on our game and play to our best of abilities.
And obviously, do you feel like they're a different animal when they're at home?
Yeah, mate, Castle would have been like that for years, haven't they? They play that pitch pretty well. They know the layout of it, and the crowd are right on top of you there. I love it going to Castleford. I think it's a proper old school kind of game, and it's kind of the tough ones where you've got to roll your sleeves up and do kind of the dirty work first, to be fair. But I think it's a great place to go and play, Castleford. It always has been, but you always know that you're going to be in for a game there.
So Adam, it'll be the first time you've played in one of these old school stadiums here in the Super League. What are you expecting from Friday night?
Yeah, well, played at Cass in the trial, so that was a good initiation. But I think like what I said, what we've seen from Cass, and speaking to other guys around here, and obviously Adam Milner's from Castleford, and had a bit of a chat to him about Castleford over the years and what to sort of expect from them. And I think like what I said, they're gritty, they're tough to beat, they've been completing really high, and especially in the early rounds, like that's one thing that we've struggled with, the early rounds, and we've probably suffered because of that, completion rate. So, that's one thing we've got to get right this weekend. Like what I said, focus on ourselves, and hopefully that'll put us in a better position to compete.
And
those sort of atmospheres that you find yourself in front of here, do they differ from back home?
Yeah, for sure. It's different. Obviously, I think just the crowds are a bit more on top of you here. Sometimes it's more of that local feel, which is really exciting. Whether it's a small crowd or a big crowd, it still feels just as loud, and they're really vocal. You don't really get the chanting in Australia, which is makes for a really good atmosphere. So I've enjoyed that side of it. Obviously, it's much more enjoyable when you're winning. So it's a great feeling. I've really enjoyed getting around to the different stadiums. Whether we're at home or away, they've been really good atmospheres. So new experience for me, but I've really been enjoying it.
So you're 3 games into your Super League journey so far. So you probably you can make a judgment now. How much you enjoyed it, and how different is it from what you've been used to previously?
Yeah, well, I always enjoy playing footy, so it's just, after a pre-season, it's always good to be out on the paddock and playing footy and, working on what you've done in the pre-season. So, I think the footy's been a bit different. Obviously, the conditions are a little bit different here, especially in the early rounds. It's summer, just finishing summer in Australia, and it's a bit drier, whereas here, it's pretty wet. So, just like I said, for us, as a team, like completions and things like that, a bit different, playing a little bit earlier as a halfback and sort of understanding the balance about when to go into the line and when to play a little bit earlier, because the conditions and staying away from the sidelines, the fields slide a little bit more when you get towards the edges here. So all those things take time getting used to, and understanding the different pitches and who you're playing against has been a good challenge for me. So I feel like I'm building, and as I continue to build and the team continue to build, that'll help my development as well.
Yeah, it is a challenge, isn't it, to come to a different country, different competition, different conditions, into a new spine as well. How happy have you been with your contributions so far?
Look, they've been okay. I want to contribute more. Obviously, we've lost 2 games on the trot, and as a halfback, you take that personal because, you sort of, put it on your shoulders when your team's losing. So, look, I feel like I'm taking steps in the right direction, but, still lots to improve, and, that'll come with combinations and, getting time with players on the field and understanding people's strengths and weaknesses. So, look, I wouldn't say I'm happy at this stage, but my focus is just getting better each week and, helping the team improve each week. And if I keep doing that, then hopefully when the time comes, I'll be right when we need it.
I bet you can't wait till the weather and the conditions improve, can you?
It's all a good challenge, mate. I'm enjoying whatever it is. I just love playing footy. So, everyone's got to play in the same conditions, so, and I'm no different. So it's always just good to be playing footy, and I'm happy I'm out there fit and healthy. So that's my main focus at the moment.
It does get better. I promise you, it does get better. Have you got any history with anyone in the Castleford side?
No, not really. I've played against a few guys back home, but not really. So, it's all pretty new experiences for me. And sometimes I'm asking Watto and other players what positions people are when they're talking about people in video. Just to, it's obviously going to take time. Obviously helps now all the games are on TV, so I watch most footy, so I'm learning the names quicker and understanding who's who and where people play. So it's obviously really good to have all the games on TV, and I'm a footy head, so more footy for me.
Just lastly for me, Adam, have you managed to get around the region? Have you managed to do a bit of travelling yet, or is it just all footy at the moment?
I've done a little bit of travelling, not too much. Obviously, footy's my main focus. Got up to the Lake Districts, which was really nice, and got away to Paris when we had a few days off, which was obviously nice for me. I've never been to UK or Europe, so but yeah, it's time to knuckle down now. So footy's the main focus, and just trying to get some wins and keep building as a team and as an individual week in, week out.
Which is the nicest, Lake District or Paris?
Lake Districts.
Get in. you know how to please us over here. Good luck on Friday, pal. I'll pass you over.
Appreciate it, mate. You have a good day.
Hi guys. Yeah, JD's virtually covered everything. Just one to you. Will Tom Deacon make his debut tomorrow with Adam Milner been suspended?
I'll answer you like I did last week. There, you can see tomorrow, James. Sorry, pal. Yeah. We'll see tomorrow. He's worked really hard in pre-season and in training, mate. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, he's getting on well. Obviously, it's a big change for him as well.
Mate, great kid. A champion kid, mate. He's what we expected. He worked really hard. He's knuckling down. He's learning his trade. He's only young. It's great for the British game as well that obviously we've kind of fell upon Thomas, that he can come across here and give a little bit more competition. Hopefully in a few years' time to hopefully push in to try and be an international possibly. So he's got the attributes, mate. We'll see where we get to.
Yeah. And you know what fans are like, they'll be looking at this as a very winnable game for Huddersfield, but do you have to be wary of a desperate cast because they're yet to get off them out there at home, aren't they?
Yeah, they're always tough places to go. What you've got to do is go there and do the hard work first and be willing to do the hard work. Cast are no different. There's no easy games in Super League, mate, anymore. It's not like it used to be probably 5-6 years ago where you knew you'd have real tough games against the top end and then the bottom end would probably be a little bit easier than that. It's nothing like that these days, mate. Every team's as good as each other and can beat each other on the day if they're not prepared.